So, hi guys, and how have you all been doing for the last week? So, today is Mother's Day. Mother's Day is celebrated, and I have a few things that I would like to share today regarding how I see Mother's Day, how humans celebrate Mother's Day. So, so I'll just go ahead and start and state my views on what I think about it. All right, so first thing I would like to say is motherhood is a choice, is a decision. Okay, so in the 3D matrix, in the 3D human matrix, motherhood is not seen in the right perspective. It is seen as a compulsory duty because women are not taught, or we can say the society, the way the society is structured, it is not conducive to an independent, honest decision. Okay, I remember I had gone to the parlor and I was getting a foot massage, and I met my classmate. Okay, I met my classmate from my school, and she asked me if I was married and I had kids, and I said I don't want to have kids. And at that time, she instantly replied, she said, "But you have to have kids." And I'm like, "What? Am I a cow or something?" I mean, see, not having kids can come from a place of rebellion, okay? But with me, it's not coming from a place of rebellion. It is coming from a place of taking my time to take this decision, okay? So there is a situation where you take the decision out of weakness, out of codependency, just out of being brainwashed into believing that women have to be a certain way. So there are many reasons why women choose to have children, and not all the reasons are healthy. So, because this is a responsibility, it's a personal responsibility because we are responsible citizens, we are responsible for the society. Okay, so this is one aspect on motherhood, the decision of having kids or not having kids. Okay, so we have to assess whether it is coming from a place of rebellion, like women were forced, there was a time when women were forced to have 5 6 children, and now the woman doesn't want to have children, just wants to have all the time to herself and things like that. Is it coming from that place of rebellion, or is it coming from a place of just true choice, true choice of really truly deeply honoring your identity? Now I would say that for myself, I hold the mother archetype. I hold a mother archetype, but motherhood doesn't always relate to having kids. Okay, motherhood is an archetype, is an energy where you can be a mother to a creative project. Okay, you can be a mother for the society. Okay, and spread the values of motherhood. Okay, so this motherhood archetype manifests in various ways. It doesn't have to be a physical child, it could be a creative project, it could be your company, it could be the role that you play in society, in inspiring people, in guiding people, in being a way shower. Okay, so motherhood basically is not as much about giving physical birth to kids, although that is a completely valid and a beautiful aspect of motherhood. Okay, so that is my first thought and first thing that came in my mind, because a lot of women come from this perspective. And this friend of mine, she is a doctor, if I'm not mistaken, a doctor or a lawyer, I'm not very sure. Okay, I think she's a lawyer, she's not a doctor. So a lot of people, even though they're highly educated, they function on unconscious belief systems. Okay, so what their parents pressurize them into doing, what society pressurizes them into doing, or what they have been brainwashed into doing. So when I use the term brainwashed, I mean these women don't question, they don't question. Okay, and also when they do question, they limit themselves. They just limit themselves to all the possibilities through which they could express their true desire. Okay. So this is the first aspect that I would like to say. It is a choice, it is a calling, it's a conscious decision. So please don't make this decision unconsciously, because it could cause a lot of damage to your children. Okay. So that is the first aspect. The second aspect is what we call the mother wound. Okay. Now the mother wound is highly prevalent in the matrix these days. Okay, currently it is highly prevalent. There's a lot of awareness of it. Things are healing around it. But mother wound is basically what? Number one, it is the transgenerational traumas. Okay, the patterns, the unconscious patterns that are transferred via the DNA through the child. Okay, that means a woman, without doing her work, without doing her DNA healing work, she decides to have a child. Okay, and so all that, like for example, in certain families we have ADD and ADHD running, or we have addiction problems running. Okay, so you have to do the inner work first before having children. Okay, you have to clean your DNA, you have to clear all the junk and gunk in your DNA before having kids. So this is one aspect of it. The second aspect of the mother wound are after having the child. Okay, the way the interactions happen between the mother and the child. Okay, the way the patterns play out between the mother and the child can leave a very negative impact on the child. For example, certain unconscious behavior patterns can create wounds in the child. Okay, for example, if a male child's boundaries were crossed or a female child's boundaries were crossed, okay, when they grow up, they either suffer from two differences. They don't understand boundaries, like, you know, they tend to cross other people's boundaries, or they can't assert, know and protect their own boundaries, or they have both these patterns going on for them. Okay, and this starts to function unconsciously, and more so in their 20s to their 30s, because after their 30s they begin to have enough negative life experiences from which they have learned boundaries better. Okay, but instead of having all this trauma within our systems, if there is more social awareness around such things, then a person, even who has gone through all these issues, they don't have to suffer from 20 to 30 years of age. Okay, unconsciously. Okay, right now there are a lot of social platforms on Instagram, on Facebook, on Twitter, and whatever that you have on YouTube, and whatever other video streaming platforms that are there. You have a lot of spaces. Even Quora is a good space. You have a lot of spaces where you can educate yourself in such things, so that you don't have to spend 10 years of your life functioning on unconscious patterns, trauma patterns of your childhood or your ancestry. And you know, within a time period of 3 to 4 years, you can get to a really healthy place, you know, and you can be a healed person right in your early 20s. I wish really this level of social awareness, I can say status, I can say freedom, I can say wealth was available to me when I was in my 20s. Okay, so right now I'm in my 30s. So for me, I struggled through all the unconscious patterns, even though I was investing time in learning. But at that point, I used to buy a lot of books, and that too, those books were not available. Okay, because at that point, this knowledge was so new, and you know, it was like people were writing 5 books just to share one small aspect, you know, and then I had to buy all those 5 books to get just a little bit of the information on healing these wounds and all these processes. So all that knowledge was like pretty hidden, which now is very much widespread. Okay, so now you don't have to invest so much time and so much money in getting that knowledge, because it is quite, you just have to follow a good YouTube channel or follow a good Instagram page and get your daily dose of healing, you know. And also personal practice is very important. Okay, whether you're in your 20s, 30s or 70s, even personal practice is very important. Okay, So I was talking about the mother wound. Okay, the first thing I spoke about was the decision to be a mother. Second thing is the mother wound, which is the DNA unconscious patterns that are transferred, and the actual relationship, how it plays out between the mother and the child. Okay, so that is the second aspect. I would like to read a list of damage that mothers can do to children. uh, because see, this is a responsibility. See, when you're working in a corporate office, okay, and you do certain damage to the company, you do certain loss to the company, what do you expect from your boss? So you think you can do all that damage to your children and get away with it? No, no, no. You cannot get away with it, because just like a office environment, a corporate environment works, okay, like that only. There is a law system that applies to this planet, that applies to this galaxy, and if you create damage to your kids, you have to pay for that karma. Okay, so it's a very big responsibility. Now I'm not saying that you're all so bad because are not perfect. I'm saying, I'm making you aware, because you have to bring yourself up to that level. Okay, yeah, you can reduce the time you spend in kitty parties, you can reduce the time you spend in socializing, but you have to make a choice somewhere, okay, of what is important to you. Are standards important to you, or are addictions important to you? Is true love for your child important for you, or pleasures important for you? So you have to decide that. Okay, so if your mother was critical, okay, the damage that can happen to the child is, the child can become overcritical of themselves. Okay, and this can limit them, or the child can become overcritical of other people. Again, it's an unconscious pattern. Till you take the time to focus on yourself and meditate, contemplate, and work with these patterns, and work to your shadow work, the trauma healing work. Okay, so first is critical. Second, if you had a mother that was unapproving, you can develop seeking for approval. You can develop projecting disapproval that you received on others, and you can also have a fear of judgment. Okay, and third pattern is, if your mother was passive aggressive, okay, then you can lose confidence. You can lose confidence because this is really attacking the solar plexus chakra, so you can lose confidence if you had this kind of a mother. Then if you had a mom who was unavailable, emotionally unavailable, then you have a difficulty in understanding, expressing, and validating your own emotions and the other person's emotions. Okay, if your mother was codependent, you don't have good boundaries, you don't have a strong sense of self. Then if your mother had abandoned you, okay, like say mentally abandoned you, was not around you for a long while, so what happens is your system goes into a trauma, and that trauma is, it's a trauma where you experience a lot of uh, instability and seeking for that attachment. You're continuously seeking for that attachment. So in your desperation, so the soul fragments basically, and there is a soul aspect, the childhood, the inner child aspect, okay, that is desperately looking for love and attachment. So in this desperation, we forget a crucial aspect of building relationships. Okay, and this crucial aspect is discernment. Okay, so your first impression is to attach onto a partner, or attach onto a friend, or attach onto any relationship. Okay, any personal relationships, you tend to, that soul fragment that is not healed will prioritize meeting your emotional needs and attachment first, instead of prioritizing things like your identity, discernment steps while building the relationship, and what can we say, your needs, everything that forms the structure of a healthy relationship. That structure will be completely thrown out of the video, sorry, window, uh, just to get your attachment needs met. Okay, so that is the abandonment, the damage that abandonment can do. And the worst thing is, when these traumas are stuck inside our system, right, it is not only the 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 behavioral pattern that plays out on the outside. It's not only the behavioral pattern that plays out on the outside, it is the energetic makeup of your body. When these traumas are stored inside your system, you continuously attract the negative people. Okay, so it's not just about changing the behavior, it's about releasing the blockages in your chakras. Okay, so there are two aspects to this. If your mom was controlling, you can become a person who is rebellious, or you can become a person who completely gives their power away, or you can have both these patterns playing out. Like with some people you give your power away, and with some people or in certain situations you turn rebellious. Okay, if your mother was pessimistic, you can develop apathy towards life, you can develop self-sabotage patterns. Okay, and if you did not receive that, what we say, that care, that love from your mother, what happens is you don't build a strong sense of identity. Okay, so loving someone, caring for someone is being able to see them for who they are and loving them as much as possible for who they are. Okay, whether your identities match or not, teaching your child what is healthy love. Okay, how to love another person while retaining your identity, how to have a relationship while retaining your identity, while asking for your needs to be met, while respecting your boundaries. Okay, so when that love is not given, that care is not given, what happens is the child, as you grow up, grows up into a dysfunctional adult who keeps seeking that love and kind of turns into a people pleaser. Okay, so you just go for that love and you just neglect your identity. So you dissociate from your masculine aspects of identity, you dissociate from your masculine aspects of boundaries, needs, and all these things. And you, because that inner child is still wounded inside you and you're looking for attachment. Okay, in an unhealthy way, and that is basically the kind of people you tend to attract. All right, so yeah, so this the decision, I spoke about the decision to have children, and the mother wound, the patterns, the damage that it can cause. And the third aspect that I want to cover in this video is the need for mothering schools. Okay, so now this is a very new concept, this is a very interesting concept, but this is a time also for Satyug and ascension. I believe that this is a time of Satya Yuga. I believe, otherwise why would the gods and goddesses return, right? See, when Kali Yuga came, the gods and goddesses, they ran away. 100 years, I mean, they fled from this planet. I don't know the right English term. Fleeing, okay? They just left this planet. 100 years before Kali Yuga came, all the gods and goddesses, they left the planet. Only the really brave ones were sent here, and they were persecuted and killed basically. So most of the gods and goddesses, they left, and yeah, because the Kali Yuga was coming. But now the gods and goddesses have returned because the Satyuga is coming. Okay, so it's simple. So in the Satyug and in this new earth, there will be mothering schools, okay? Because people take this skill set of being a mother for granted, okay? Which causes a lot of damage in society, okay? See, we stress importance on what kind of cars we have, what kind of house we have, but what about the real aspect of class? Okay, how much value is that given? Okay, in the 5D new earth, things like what I'm talking about, things like, these social structures like motherhood schools, motherhood skill sets. Okay, these structures will be valued. Okay, so a woman will be required to have this kind of structures and skills if she takes the decision of becoming a mother. Okay, so I'm talking about 5D structures. Okay, because the 3D matrix is soon dying, we can all see what is happening. what is happening, especially in India, is there is an overcrowding of mortuaries, okay, or cremation grounds. So the cremation ground, the pyres are burning day and night, okay. So there is a mass exodus of souls, okay. Souls are living because at a soul level they have decided that they don't want to do the ascension with the planet this time, so they are leaving. Okay, that is not a decision that you take on the personality level. See, when you are going to be born, when you are going to die, this is a decision that you take on the soul level. You don't take this decision on the personality level. Okay, likewise, uh, a lot of souls have taken the decision to leave at this time because they don't want to be part of the 5D earth. They want to continue their evolution on a different planet, on a different density, a 3D density planet, or whatever density that is good for them. And these teachings were shared 10 years before by Dolores Cannon. Okay, and Dolores Cannon is a world famous hypnotherapist. Okay, she's a world famous hypnotherapist. So she had spoken about Tastasis, she had spoken about twin flames, she had spoken about grid workers, she had spoken about the new earth structure, she had spoken about the old earth, new earth, and people with who have not decided to ascend leaving. She had spoken about all these things. These things are not new. Okay, so yeah, these kind of schools, these kinds of structures are really required because we take the concept and the archetype of the mother for granted. Okay, but in this, it's like, you know, having a thought in your mind and putting a thought on paper. Okay, it's like having your daily schedule in your mind and putting it down on paper. Unless you are really good at memories, okay, then it's a different story, you're an exception. But there's a difference when you, it's like grounding, you know, you ground the concept when you write it down. Okay, so that is the whole idea behind having this mothering schools, okay, or the schools which train people to become mothers, because there is a certain responsibility associated with bringing up children, okay, a certain time required to bring up children. Like the great Indian mystic Sadhguru, okay, says that you have to have at least 15 to 20 years of your life to prioritize your child. Can you prioritize your time in such a way that for 15 to 20 years of your life you can prioritize your child? So he's saying this is the standard that is required to be a good mother if you want to bring a child into this world. And today, let me tell you, we are dealing with a great problem of population. Okay, so population explosion. Why it is happening? Because people are not being true to their identities. People are not being aligned to their soul plans. They are having children because everybody else is having children, isn't it? Or because their husband wants them to have children, and then 3 years down the line you're divorced, and that was not even your desire to have a child. Okay, or because of some social security needs. Okay, because society is not yet developed that can produce give a protective structure for a woman to live independently. Okay, so there are various reasons, and all these old earth 3D structures are dismantling, all those belief systems are dismantling, and we are slowly coming into the new earth. So this span of 100 years from 2000, from year 2000 to this 100 years that we are going to experience, we are going to see all these changes happening. Okay, especially by 2032 the 5D template will be fully grounded on the planet. Okay, so we are going to see a lot more changes now in the next 10 years. I should say in the next 10 years we are going to see a lot more changes regarding fifth dimensional templates being fully manifest on the 3D plane. Okay, so this was my message for today. And there is of course a lot of people use this happy portrayal of a relationship to dissociate from the real dirt that exists, you know, in this relationship. It's not that pure, it has to be made pure. The mother child relationship is said to be pure, is supposed to be pure, but in practical reality how things are for the average people, maybe 10% or even less than that people have a really ideal and good mother-child relationship, but most of us don't. Okay, so this was my third point. See, these are, let's just say, the early days of the fifth dimension. Okay, because Gaia is already grounded in 5D. Okay, she's gone, she's not in 3D. Okay, so if you have to stay on her, you have to bring up your level. Okay, so star seeds are sent here to bring in the higher dimensional codes. Okay, the 60 sacred geometry. Okay, the fifth dimensional relationship templates. Okay, work templates. Okay, so the star seeds are sent here to bring in all these templates. But what actually happens is, we are Vaishyas, we are pioneers. So in the earlier stages, the society completely, to a large extent, resists these new templates because the old matrix is still having them in their grip. Okay, is still having those karmic programs running in the unconscious mind. Okay, but as the years go by, okay, a lot of higher frequencies are streaming down into this planet that are removing all the energetic gunk from the collective unconscious, and the star seeds are assisting with this. Okay, so if you're a star seed, if you're a light worker, if you're a healer, and you face this issue of, say, people are like, you have to choose between being your true self and your relationships. Okay, then you have to choose being your true self, because you did not come here to party with humans. You did not come here to, desperately seek out emotional attachment. No, you came here because you have a mission, you have an identity. Okay, and no matter how tough it gets, because it gets tough and nobody is perfect, even if you're a starseed, whoever you are, nobody is perfect. We have moments in our day where we can stamp on a banana peel and we can slip. Okay, we have moments on a day we can go into the bathroom and forget to get the towel or the soap. Okay, because we are still here and we're dealing with so many tasks, so our day can get overwhelming. So it's not about this kind of, you have to be perfect, but it is about, you have to educate yourself. You have to educate yourself to get to a certain level. And education doesn't happen only in schools. Okay, most of the schools just tutor children with a certain belief system that caters the governments. Okay, that caters to the ruling powers, you can say. Okay, it doesn't give the true education to people that they actually truly need. Okay, and that is why we are facing crisis today, that the ruling powers cannot manage. Okay, they cannot manage it because most of the people think that, okay, we are it. Okay, there is no greater power than human beings, our technology or whatever that you have. But a simple virus can cause so much havoc. It is laughable. It is laughable. Okay, just a small invisible virus can cause so much trouble to humanity. Then where is the ego? Where is the false ego? It's broken, right? A lot of false ego is going to be broken right now, stage by stage, step by step. Okay, there is a higher power that is managing the planet. Okay, humans don't have the sole power in their hands to do what they want. If they did, they're basically so mind controlled by the negative entities that they would blow up the whole planet. Okay, which they did already once they attempted to. So things are changing. Things are changing. Gradually, things are changing. And as the years go by, as the higher frequencies keep streaming into the planet, we will see people's mindsets change. We will see more people awaken. We will see all these structures that starseeds like me are talking about become physically manifest on this planet. Okay, we will see all these mothering schools. We will see more women choosing to align to their soul purpose rather than compulsorily needing to have kids. Okay, we will see a society that is more conducive to independent women and helping and supporting them in their passion, what they do. All right, We will see better health system, in fact better health and longer lifespans of people. Okay, we will see a certain shield that is established on the planet that doesn't allow negative entities and negative souls to incarnate on this planet. And that is the most beautiful thing. Okay, because it is just like, you want to live in a good colony, you want to live in a good area, because it creates like an energetic shield. You want to have a good neighborhood. Okay, so in the similar way, the earth also used to have this energetic shield where only higher frequency timelines existed. But then at some point, due to dissension cycles, this seal broke. Okay, this seal broke, and people were manipulated, mind controlled, traumatized by all these negative entities which we call asuras, and unconsciously people began pulling in the lower timelines. Okay, so creating hell on earth. Okay, so all that is going to change, and we are going to give birth to a beautiful new world in the coming 100 years. Okay, so with this I end my video, and I hope you all have a wonderful week ahead. If you all have any thoughts to express, you all can put it down in the comment section. You can share about your life, you can share about your journey. Okay, and I hope you all have a wonderful healing and awakening process. Okay, thank you.